Alright, today I have a dead exciting lesson for you. We are going to look at a wee bit of vocabulary used in the UK. Did that sentence sound a bit strange? In case you're wondering, I'm still speaking English, but using different slang vocabulary typical in different parts of the UK. If you don't know which region each of them comes from, don't worry, keep watching this video and by the end of the video, you will. Hi everyone, I'm Lizzie and I'm a British English teacher living in the UK. Today, I want to teach you some British slang. Learning slang is important if you want to be able to fully understand British people and communicate more effectively and naturally with British speakers. That's because British slang is used so often nowadays by people of all ages. But just like British accents, the slang words or phrases used can vary depending on which part of the UK you are in. Let's take a closer look at this. So, if you're in this part of the UK, you might hear people talking a bit like me. Or, since my accent isn't very strong, you might hear people talking a bit like this. Because this is Scotland. In Scotland, we have a slightly different accent and our own slang words. So let's start by learning a few common Scottish slang words. Wee. Wee means small or little. I used this word at the start of the video. For example, when I was a wee girl means when I was a little girl. Or I'm a wee bit excited for the party means I'm a little bit excited for the party. Patch. I'm not feeling well, so I think I'm gonna patch the dinner tonight. Can you guess what patch means? If you patch something, you cancel it or decide not to do it anymore. Egypt. If you say someone is an Egypt, you're saying they are an idiot or a stupid person. It's an insult you may hear some people using in Scotland. For example, he is such an Egypt. Further down, we get to this city. This is Newcastle, and in Newcastle, as well as the surrounding area, we describe people as having a Geordie accent. So let's look at some Geordie slang. You might hear this being used if you are in or around Newcastle in the north of England. Us. If someone says us in Newcastle, it might be pronounced a little bit more like is with the schwa. They mean me or myself. Us means me. Confusing. For example, instead of saying he called me yesterday, someone in Newcastle might say he called us yesterday. Clamming. If someone in Newcastle is clamming, it means they are hungry. Scratcher. If I was in Newcastle and I said I wanted to go to my scratcher, I would be talking about going to bed. This is Manchester, and here there is a specific accent as well as specific slang used. If you hear someone say, that film was dead boring, or I am dead excited for the party, you might be in Manchester. Dead is used as an adverb to mean really or so. Kecks. Another word for trousers used in Manchester is kecks. For example, I bought a new pair of kecks. Do you like them? And if you hear someone in Manchester talking about the dibble, they are referring to the police. Next up, we have Liverpool, the home of the Beatles, where you might hear a Scouse accent. But what slang do they use in Liverpool? Well, firstly, if someone buys some new clobber, they are saying that they bought some new clothes. He's a scally. A scally is a person who causes trouble. Tara, this means goodbye and is often used by Scousers or people who are from Liverpool. You might be familiar with the Brummie accent. This is found in Birmingham, and if you've watched Peaky Blinders, you might have heard some of the slang used. Here, if someone talks about their bonce, they're referring to their head. For example, he bumped his bonce on the ceiling. If you have a mooch around Birmingham, you're having a look around. Next, we get to Yorkshire, where we have cities such as Leeds, York, Sheffield, and Doncaster. People here have a distinctive accent, and yes, some particular slang words too. If you were here, instead of going into a shop, you might bob into a shop. If someone is jiggered, they are extremely tired. But it can also be used to say something is broken. For example, my bike is jiggered. You can tell if someone is from here, as this is Wales. Again, they have a different accent to other parts of the UK, and they have some slang words that are not common in other regions. Do you want a few examples? Let's go. In Wales, the scenery is lush. Lush is slang for beautiful, attractive, or great. And if a person is cheeky or rude in Wales, you might say they are chopsy, or that they're being chopsy. If we travel further south, we get to London. In London, there are specific accents, such as the Cockney accent. Here's a few typical slang words used in London. If someone is dapper, it means they are dressed very well. They look really smart. And if someone is hench, it means they are big and strong. If you visit London, hopefully you won't get into any beef with anyone. If you have beef with someone, it means you have a problem with them or you are arguing with them. Also, in the East End of London, there is a specific dialect called Cockney. The Cockney accent is very distinctive, but it's also where rhyming slang originates. Cockney rhyming slang is a type of slang where the last word used rhymes with the true meaning of the phrase. Confused? Let's look at one or two examples. Apples and pears. If someone is walking up the apples and pears, they're walking up the stairs. Pears, stairs. These two rhyme. Bread and honey. If someone asks if they can borrow some bread and honey, they are asking to borrow some money. Money and honey rhyme. Rhyming slang can be fun to learn, and it can help you out if you plan to visit or live in this area of London. And down here is Bristol. The Bristolian accent is known for its unique pronunciation, vocabulary, and intonation. So let's also look at some slang used in Bristol. If a Bristolian calls you a keener, they are saying that you are very hardworking or eager to please. That film was proper. This means that the film was really good. If someone refers to you as babber, this is very cute as it's a term of endearment. It's like saying baby, babe, or lover. Wow, that was a lot of slang. I hope you learned something new in this video. Of course, there are many more different dialects in the UK and lots of slang that we haven't even covered. But I hope you got an idea about the differences in language use in the UK and how varied British slang is. But for now, ta-ra!
If you learned something new from this video, give it a thumbs up. Then, hit subscribe and turn on your notifications. Have a look around our channel for more hacks and tips. And if you're watching on another social media platform, like or follow our page. See you next time.